Tanzania is one of the poorest countries with one of the lowest human development index in the world. Tanga region consists of 9 districts. It lies between the border of Kenya and Tanzania. Tanga is the poorest region in Tanzania, predominantly a Muslim populated area. The Pangani district, 7-hour drive from Dar es Salaam, is a coastal area famous for slave trades way back in the 18th century. However, today the poverty is still widespread. Droughts are common and shortage of food is persistent and severe. Poverty and lack of food has a disastrous effect on children, particularly those with no parents. More than 42% are malnourished and lack 2 meals a day.
Pangani district is one of the poorest and most deprived areas in the northeast region of Tanzania. These children don't have access to any education, healthcare or water. Their futures are at stake.
Poverty is so extreme that 85% of the families are surviving on less than $1 a day, making it hard to purchase anything. So every house you go to, you will not find food for the next meal. Typically, you'll find only 1 pot for cooking, 1 knife, no oil, no sugar, no tea in the majority of the houses. In 2015, only 2 people could manage to do Qurbani in the entire district. Only 4% of the rural population in Tanzania has access to electricity.
I'm in a remote village in Pangani, Tanzania, where due to climate change and environmental degradation, families have not been able to provide food for their children. Islamic Help is here providing their monthly food distribution to the most vulnerable and impoverished children. They provide rice, beans, and oil each month.
Poverty is at its extreme. The situation of water is even worse. Women and children daily travel miles and miles to search for water. Most of the people depend on rain-fed water dams and ponds, where animals and people drink together, which is causing a lot of disease. The need for fresh, clean water is very important.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, we are in Komkole village. We came here to see the real situation of water. The way you see, this is the only source of this village which they depend on. Can you see how women are struggling to get water? Only 20 buckets of water for their domestic use, for their family use. And the situation is very worse, as you see. This is not only for this village, but every 2 or 3 villages you go, the situation is the same. Can you imagine? Women, they wake up early by 3 a.m., coming here waiting for just only 20 liters of water. How do they can take care of their family? They need more time to work in their farms, but they struggle for more than 3-4 hours for only 20 liters of water. That's the life is. Please, we beg your support to help the people. They are suffering from waterborne diseases. The way you see, the well it is collecting water, rainwater from different places, contaminated with feces, animal feces, and every product you know on the way. It is taken to the water, and it is the only source which they depend for drinking. Now the way you see, they are taking muddy water, very muddy water, but it is the only source, the only option, the only way they have. They don't have any way rather than taking that water. So we beg your support. This is how people are suffering in Africa, in Tanzania, in Tanga, and this is one among the village in Handeni district. Please, we beg your support to help the people. Your Muslim brothers are suffering the way you see. Thank you.
It's just so hard, and I don't understand how they do this 2 or 3 times a day, the little kids. Even from afar, the little pond where we got the water from, it looked dirty, but as soon as you get close up, that's how you know, like, it's really dirty.
You know it's bad, but you don't really know how bad it is until you get here.
I saw little kids drinking it just now, for them to bathe with, for them to cook their food with.
It's difficult from someone from the outside like myself, coming here and seeing it firsthand.
So this is what we're here to do, to try and find a sustainable solution for them to have clean water.
The ground is like solid and dry, so even just digging like little holes is really hard. We've got help from the locals here, and it's crazy how strong they are. Put up about 8 layers worth of bricks, so that's where the water tank is going to sit. They filled it up with mud and rocks. After that, there's going to be a cement layer that goes on top, which will basically level it out, and then the water tank will sit on top. To the left of me, there's actually a water station, so there's going to be a pipe connection there with a tap.
And now you can see that we've literally dug this whole path, and now the pipe's in place, and the water's going to be running from tomorrow, and it's just so exciting to see the progress that's been made.
I've been waiting for this feeling. Putting the soil back in sort of represents almost the end to me. Such a basic thing like water that you haven't had access to. We're part of making that change through everyone's donations, through Islamic help. It's like the best feeling. I can't wait for water to come out of the taps.
Islamic Help has prioritised coastal regions of Tanga after conducting a number of thorough need assessments in all the regions in 2009, and based on the indicators of extreme poverty and the lack of infrastructure and development. Since 2010, Islamic Help has done a number of projects on sustainable livelihood, wash and food security, and therefore deep-rooted and trusted by all the stakeholders, including the communities and line departments. So Islamic Help is focusing on need-based, long-term and sustainable projects, mobilizing local resources and expertise. In livelihoods, we are promoting beekeeping, encouraging small-scale subsistent farming to engage in beekeeping, micro-enterprises, livestock restocking by providing goats, cows and poultry to the vulnerable and disadvantaged women. Furthermore, we introduce new breeds, artificial insemination and deworming. More than 80% of the rural population relies on agriculture in Tanga. However, due to weather and unpredictability and reoccurring droughts, people facing acute food insecurity, for instance in 2016, the production of maize fell down by 80%. So in the time of critical crisis and drought, Islamic Help ensures food security through immediate food and seed distribution, reaching out to thousands of hungry and malnourished people. As long-term solution, food insecurity and droughts are occurring, Islamic Help is investing in agriculture. We provide small-scale farmers with free plough, certified seeds and training on modern agricultural practices, which lead to significant increase in maize yield.
these are the kind of people that, alhamdulillah, are benefiting from your donations and from these food packs. This is our beloved Jafar Habibi, who has traveled approximately 15 kilometers just to collect his Ramadan food. And I asked him, and he is fasting in this month of Ramadan.
The situation of schools in the Pangani district is abysmal. For instance, out of 33 primary schools, only 5 have water. Only 6 have toilets. There is no furniture, no light, and no stationery. Islamic Help is providing wash facilities at schools, but there is a lot more to do, specifically for teachers in their training, improving learning and the environment, and introducing information technology. Primary health care is non-existent in most of the villages. Islamic Help is supporting government initiatives to protect populations from the killer malaria, as well as improving hospital facilities and conducting free campaigns for eye cataract surgeries. Responding to water scarcity is one of Islamic Help's biggest priorities. We have dug 130 deep boreholes. Providing clean, safe and accessible water to cover 70,000 people every day. However, we have been able to reach only less, perhaps 10% of that population so far.
We are the Maasai community from Pangani, and before we were drinking dirty water from muddy ponds. Our children were suffering from many diseases from unclean water, and we were drinking water sharing with animals. Today we have a well, and we get clean drinking water, fresh drinking water every day.
They were traveling 9 kilometers every day to fetch water. There is absolutely no source of water at all in the whole 25-kilometer range. They were traveling and they were bringing back rainwater from the rain pond where animal and human drinks together.
My name is Rajabu Shame, the secretary for the MP of Mlalo constituency. We are here in Mkundimbaru village. We are inaugurating this well. We are very thankful for the donation of this well. This village has no water since 1950, but inshallah the donation of this well will save many people. Will save 3,500 people. But also people of 25 kilometers from here will be saved by this water also.
We take a lead on innovative and self-sustainable solutions to orphans in the crisis throughout Africa. We take an example of our Children Eco-Village project, which is an amazing example of eco-friendly and self-sustainable projects for orphans. Our seasonal Islamic projects are amongst the most popular with the community. We plan massive Ramadan food distributions, Qurbani campaigns and orphan sponsorship. In Ramadan 2017, we provided food to over 30,000 people. Our prices for Qurbani, Sadaqah and Aqiqah are one of the lowest in the world.
We are gathered here in some of the poorest places in Pangani, Tanzania. There are thousands of people that we've distributed Qurbani that have benefited from the Qurbani and the food distribution today. Cooked food, also food security when it comes to maize. In light of the recent droughts, they will have at least 2 months food supply.
Is everything sufficient for 1 month, inshallah?
Oh, definitely, over a month.
Over a month,
plus 60 days.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Allah bless you.
30 days plus 6 days with this will do completely, yes.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Allah bless you.
As part of our work, we are building energy smart and environmentally friendly mosques that are powered by solar panels and have proper toilets and water wells. They are spacious and accommodating for the present worshippers and for the next generation, with separate areas for men and women for the wudu and their prayers. Our projects are highly cost-effective, efficient, and offer exceptional value for money. We avoid many costs and instead we build local capacities and rely on many skilled volunteers and seasonal staff to deliver our projects with minimum resources. We provide high-quality feedback and reporting to our partner organizations using high-tech medic equipments like 4K cams, drone copters, where our donor organizations can see quantitative outputs and qualitative case studies. These are the most needy communities which deserve your support. Please support Islamic help projects for the lasting impacts on many people's lives.
I am here in one typical village of Tanzania, village called Kofko. No light absolutely. School 7 kilometers away, water source 2 kilometers away, again the river water, health center again miles away, livelihood, no source of income whatsoever. Islamic Help is working in such a villages to improve people's life. Please continue to support Islamic Help.